folks, welcome aboard the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. I've got my LSU hat on for a reason. Mary Gauthier, I learned from the last reaction I did to Mary's song that her last name, I was pronouncing it Gauthier, and I learned that in Louisiana, southern Louisiana, it's pronounced Gauthier. So thank you very much. And this is a gift request of MontaukEd. So Ed, thank you for this, my friend. I'm giving the Mets hat a break for a second. The last song I did of Mary's, the only one, the first and only one I had done, Mercy Now, was one of the, how do I say, it's up there with among the best songs I've ever heard. And I need more time to let that germinate. But the way she developed it, what was in it, was so unique on such a different level. And I know it's subjective, of course. I mean, if I were to play that to 100 people, I don't know what they would think of it. But it ran deep and it ran beautiful, and her voice was beautiful. And I don't mean in an operatic sense or whatever. I mean very listenable, very real. So I don't know what we're getting into with this one. The war after the war. We're going to find out. So thank you for this gift and request, Ed, and for the exposure. I love hearing these new artists to me, not a new artist, but new artists to me, and just being blown away by some of the humanity in it. And being a philosophy major, I never gave up my penchant for the love of ideas and how they're structured, how they come about, where they can go, but mostly in just the creativity, the genesis of ideas to the conclusion, if they even conclude. And Mercy Now encompasses a lot. It's kind of like a never-ending theme.
Who's gonna care for the ones who care for the ones who went to war? There's landmines in the living room and eggshells on the floor.
Wow.
I lost myself in the shadow of your honor and your pain. You stare out of the window as our dreams go down the drain. Invisible, the war after the war. I get no basic training, I get no Purple Heart. I'm supposed to carry on, I can't fall apart.
Yeah.
People look at you and thank you for the sacrifice you made. They look at me and smile, say I'm lucky, you're okay. Invisible,
Love the backing here.
the war after the war.
Secondary effects are deep.
But I'm a soldier too, just like you, serving something bigger than myself. And I serve unseen, caught in between my pain and the pain of someone else.
Yeah.
But I'm stronger than you think I am. I'm right here by your side. I am not your enemy, I don't wanna fight. There's no going back in time, I know you're not the same, but you are not the only one for whom the world has changed. Invisible, the war after the war.
Oh, God, there's so much in this thing. It's good God. I was thinking, I just did Elizabeth Cook's song, Heroin Addict Sister, and the humanity and the compassion and the depth that was in that song. I thought, gosh, can you imagine if Mary and Elizabeth teamed up? I mean, there may not be a point. It would be like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson teaming up. Like, what's the point? Each one makes their team so good that they might distract. But, you've heard the expression, so and so is living vicariously through someone else. Some parents live vicariously through their kids or whatever. We have our heroes and we live vicariously through them. Like, it's not our life, but we're living kind of like imagining living life through that. But you don't hear the phrase, I'm dying vicariously through you. And maybe that's a song. Maybe even if Mary sees this, she could write that one. Or maybe I will. I don't know. I'm just a lyricist. I'm not a instrumentalist. But that's what this is here. When you love someone, you're in it with them. But somebody is a hollowed out shell, in this case of himself, having gone to war and what he'd seen humanity do. You come back and you look out. It isn't just you're affected by what you'd seen. It's you look out in the world and you say, what's the point? Illusions are shattered of mankind's civility and generosity and compassion and thoughtfulness. And it exists. It is absolutely there. But when you see the horrors of what's visited on people, it sometimes it just gets to be like, what is the point? Anyhow, all right, let's see how it wraps up. Oh, that was it? March of war, lack of emotion. Yeah, that's the secondary effects. I was going to do a paper in college because I was a criminal justice major and a philosophy major, and the criminal justice department at Rutgers was within like the social school, like not school of social work, but it was in the social sciences, which is really the equivalent of social work in ways. And I was going to do a paper for one of my classes for Professor Roberts, Al Roberts. He was the head of the department at the time, actually. And I asked him, I said, like, I proposed doing a paper on the secondary effects of being a psychiatrist. He wasn't one, but I mean, I was going to interview people, and we decided not to do that one. But I was aware back then of the spillover effect of trauma, of difficulties, of, police. There's a reason cops hang with each other. They can relate to each other, but there's a spillover effect, if you will, the secondary effects of that occupational hazard of being around people who are just, some of them just literally crazy, others who are just out of their minds in other ways, are angry or violent or just don't have that civil touch. And being exposed to that affects you. And being in love with somebody who has seen the trauma of war and just kind of stares out the window and just isn't who they were, it's like, what do you do? It's a very difficult place to be because, the Bill of Rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we sort of have that ideal in our minds that we want to pursue happiness. And then somebody comes back and it's like, voop, throw that out the window. It's the pursuit of some sort of survival and normalcy if it can be attained. But Ed, she captured this thing so phenomenally well. I love the instrumentation in this. It was so appropriate. It just gave me that metronomic feel of life just plodding along, of war plodding along. Yet there was still a tinge of hope within it. That's what the violin gave me. It wasn't played like a fiddle in this, so I'll call it a violin. But the fiddle violin gave me that tinge of hope. And even the way she sang it, though the lyrics themselves were extraordinarily poignant, within that poignancy, there was a tinge of hope that maybe we could get back on some kind of level footing. And that's what made it frustrating. And because the metronomic drum beat continued as is, so even if you had hope, things were still going along as is. And that depicts the contrast and the conflict within. So it ran deep, as the vast majority of your requests do, MontaukEd. Yeah, some folks are cut from a different cloth, and Mary does. And I say this about people are born and die with the same personality. Whether or not they act in accordance with it or find a place to be in this world that allows them to be who they are and what they are is a different story. As I write in my book, I say there are 9 basic personality types that comprise the human race. And very few people actually find a career that is well suited to what lives within them, what was born in them. And I don't know if Mary found it, but I could say as far as lyricism goes, she's not far off. I mean, as far as lyricism goes with Mary, she's seriously not far off. I don't know if she feels that way, but it feels very authentic. It's not strained. It's not forced. It's not for show. And that makes a big difference. It kind of seems effortless, even though it's a deep subject. So I'm going to rate this one, Mr. Ed. Do I rate this one? I can rate this one. And this is a 10. Every which way till Tuesday. It's not all about rah-rah. It's not about record sales or anything for me. It's about how does it hit me when I hear it. Plain and simple. That goes in the playlist of songs of 10 and above. 10. Can't get higher than a 10. So that's it. All right, Ed. Thank you very much. And Mary Gauthier, should you see this, thank you for your heart and your brilliance. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.
But I'm a soldier too, just like you, serving something bigger than myself.